So if you're like me, the reason why you're watching this video is because you're a Hi-Point carbine owner. Alright? So first things first, you're probably not worried about looks. You're worried about price, and you're worried about functionality. Alright? And one of the biggest drawbacks to the 9mm carbine is the fact that it only has a 10-round clip. Alright? Now, if you're researching this to buy one of these carbines, this might turn you off. If you've already bought one of these, it infuriates you. Now, there are those 15-round Pro Mag clips, and as we all know, not only do they not work, but they void your Hi-Point warranty. So, a little while back while watching some videos, I saw someone mention Redball. Apparently, Redball for about the past year has been trying to produce a high-capacity 20-round magazine. Now, of course, the first time I saw it, I thought, like many of you might have, and thought, what the hell? What is this shape? What is up with this? Now, officially, what I've heard is that this is designed to help feed. Apparently, single stacks feed better with that curve in there. I don't know, haven't shot it yet. But I was definitely reticent after reading about the Pro Mags to even consider ordering one of these. But then I said, what the hell? Why don't we try it out? Oh, by the way, Redball, this is free. All right, free advice. Take advantage of this unique shape. All right, make it a marketing scheme. This looks like a boomerang. You can call these batarangs if you want to. I don't know if you really can get the licensing for that, but you should. All right, so you've got a 20-round magazine that may or may not work. And if you were like me, then you went to YouTube and you said, I'm a Hi-Point owner. I don't like spending money on things. I don't know how they work. All right, and so as someone who likes to save my money, I would want to know how these things ran. Now, I saw a couple of written reviews. Almost every single one seemed to think that they're good. All right, so I ordered a couple, and then I realized YouTube doesn't have any videos. Now, I only have one video on YouTube, and it's from when I'm in high school and I was so skinny, and I keep it there to remind myself that at one point I was. All right, but I figured why not do the world a service, shoot these, do a review, see how it works. And if you watch all the way through, I've got a little something special for you. Nothing too crazy, but I hope you enjoy. So I've loaded up one of these magazines with brass, and one of them with steel casing, Tula ammo and Perfecta. Again, I'm a Hi-Point owner. I don't usually like to spend a whole lot on practiced ammo. So we'll see how these run through it. Now, first off, I've got the steel case and the regular 10mm clip. 10mm. Anyway, in the 10-round clip. And I've got my first magazine up is going to be in steel as well. And we'll see how that feeds. I think it's going to do all right, but we'll see. One thing to mention, and I believe the only other review on this has mentioned the same thing, and that is, holy crap, these things are hard to load. Now, I was able to do it, hands, no problem. It did take a lot of convincing to get those last 3 or 4 rounds in, and honestly, the last 10 are a pain. So if you have one of those loader assist things, that would probably be really great to have with this particular magazine. I definitely wouldn't want to take this to the range and refill it when I don't have time to sit back and watch a show and do this at the same time. So if I were to be taking these out consistently and shooting them, I would definitely get one of those load assist little devices, you know, $30 from Magpul or whatever. And so without further review, we'll go ahead and take some shots. Oh, well, you probably want a close-up. All right, now Brian's manning the camera, so you need to let me know if I'm out of view. All right, are we good? All right, so this is a close-up. All right, it's got a nice little logo there. It looks really fake on most of the shots I've seen, but honestly, it's good quality. It doesn't feel plasticky. I mean, it is plastic, but it feels well attached. It feels solid. I believe the steel construction is solid throughout. So this part right here that looks like someone duct taped 2 magazines together isn't actually. It's designed to lock into the base of the 9mm carbine. All right. I haven't tried this on a C9, you know, the pistols or whatever. From what I hear, they'd be a little loose, wiggly, just like the regular 10-round magazine would be if you try to load it into one of the pistols. So I don't have one of those. And so I can't attest to whether or not this works in the pistols. But I can say it looks and feels like quality. I believe the follower is ABS plastic. I've heard a couple things about that. I don't know how that'll end up working out. All right, so let me introduce y'all to our villains gallery. All right, we have our Stormtrooper, which I was overly confident in drawing. All right, then we have the Rhino dude from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And after the Stormtrooper, I just kind of gave up and drew a spider because everyone hates spiders, so we'll shoot him. All right, so we're at about 30 yards from the target, give or take a few. We're going to go ahead and just run some rounds through the regular 10-round clip. The steel case ammo, I haven't run through it before, so I want to make sure it works, and I want to make sure the gun's in working order. Runs like a charm. Time for the big show. Not a good sign. Again, not a good sign. Looks like we're getting a failure to feed. The bullet is slanted downwards. We're gonna try the other one. All right, so that time we went through all right. Maybe it's the steel case ammo. All right, so we're going to go ahead and try the steel case again. I'm gonna smack it a little bit, see if we can get it to work.
Here.
All right, well, we'll have to reload these and see how they go through. Once I got going on it, it did all right. Maybe it was just those top few. Maybe they were seated a little wrong. So, or it might just be that steel ammo doesn't like it as much. All right. Tried to go ahead and test out that magazine. It's got 4 brass on top. The rest are steel case. We're gonna see if we can eliminate that issue. We just have the same magazine. One, two, three. Believe. No, that happened on a brass. It's not a good sign. Magazine number 2, all steel. Maybe it's just that magazine. All right, so what we've done, I believe we've loaded both of these up to 15. This is what I've labeled as a problem mag, if it is the problem with the magazine. I think it's always important to label your magazines, especially if you have multiple ones, because if one ever starts developing a problem, then you can easily identify it. I put a scratch on the bottom of the other one. I usually put a numeric system on the bottom of mine, but we're going to run this through, see how it goes with just 15. All right, all steel case, I'm going to try for 15 rounds and see if maybe it'll work better from that capacity. Live round. So what I'm seeing here, and I don't know if this is the ammo's fault, if it's got hard primers, or if this is the gun's fault. But it does look like I'm getting light primer strikes. Because I've had 3 rounds so far. Can they see that, Brian?
I'll bring it a little closer.
All right. So clearly some sort of strike's happening and nothing's going. So I'm going to try to run these through again real quick. Good. Magazine number 2, 15 round capacity, steel ammo. All right, I'm feeling like maybe we need to put a little grease the wheels a little bit, if you will. Might put a little lube on it, and we're gonna come back and see how it is.
I just put a...
All right, so I just wanted to show you that even in real life, that armor doesn't do them any good. Look at that guy. He's not having a good day. We just lubed him up, reloaded him, steel case, all Tula steel case ammo. We're gonna see how it performs. I apologize for the wind, by the way. I can't control the weather. All right, second mag, lubed, steel case ammo, see if this improves it. I'm really hopeful. I'm thinking maybe that's all we needed. It's just a little bit of lube. That's the song says, right? All you need is lube. That's beautiful. All right, we're going to get the feminine perspective on this. All right, I haven't seen too many videos of women reviewing the carbines, so I'm excited. There you go, you're out. So tell us what you think.
Huh?
So tell us what you think. Go take your ears off, you can hear something.
Easy to shoot. Said it's easy to shoot.
All right, what else about it?
Balance.
What do you think about how it looks?
Oh, I guess guys like that more than I do. I don't care as long as it shoots right.
Well, actually, most people think they look ugly as all get out. Apparently, these are apparently the ugly. They call them monkey guns because they said they resembled the guns they used on Planets of the Apes. This is the updated version. So, what do you think about the aesthetics? You pay us $100,000, we can let you fly on that helicopter over there.
Yeah.
It's true. It's a free service we offer for $100,000.
Well, I think it's a good gun. I like it.
What's the recoil like on it?
Nothing on it. I didn't even feel it. I got pretty tender shoulders. There's nothing on it. So.
All right. Hey, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So for our last test through, we ran it through with lube just one more time. Only had one hiccup at the very top, but it could also been caused by poorly using the charge handle. So we're going to go ahead and try it with 15 rounds through our problem magazine. It should be all brass, and Brian here is going to shoot the last few rounds off. Thank you, Brian, for manning the camera. All right, let's tear it up. There we go, perfect. All right. So, good? All right, so here's my opinion on these. We didn't have any problems whatsoever from one of them. We lubed up both of them, and they performed great. We tried it with 15 rounds, and they cycled fairly. They never had a hiccup when it was under 16 rounds. So, here's my thoughts. They at least work for up to 16 rounds, and that's an improvement over High Point. I think it might just be a little bit bad on this one magazine, and I think that oiling it up with maybe some frog lube or something would probably make a huge difference. I think this magazine would probably work. I literally ran out of bullets. But I think that if we ran it through with another 20 rounds through it, I think it would go just fine. So, in short, it's an improvement over High Point rounds. Even I would go take yours if you buy one of these. They're really a great deal in terms of price point. $25 per each. If you buy 4 of them, it's $100, but they pay for shipping. So, I would get more than one just in case you get a bad mag. All right, and take them to the range, try them out, find out if they have trouble feeding on the first couple rounds or so. If they have trouble feeding on the first couple of rounds, just take it down to 16, see if it'll run nice from that. I just realized I'm doing all this in my head. And if it runs nice on 15 or 16, you still got an extended mag for a high point that didn't exist before that works just fine. In short, high points are great. I've been terribly impressed with my my carbine so far. Really love it. It's actually at a price point I could afford to shoot. At a later point, I might actually make a video on my Heritage Rough Rider. Now, there's a lot more videos of these online. Everyone talks about how the zinc alloy on the frame is inferior. I don't know. They say that it might wear down after 20 years. I haven't seen anyone yet talk to me about a worn out one. I do have to say that I've really enjoyed shooting it so far. I managed to get a pretty nice little group out at 35 yards with it. And of course, it's a plinking gun. And I put a little bit of shoe polish on the end there, improved the sights, because they're the traditional, you know, cowboy sights. And it's a fun gun to shoot. 22s are now available these days. And I got mine at a very reasonable price point from a local pawn shop. He even threw in a box of ammo. I think Atwoods has it on sale fairly regularly. Last sale I saw was 130. I mean, you really can't beat it. I mean, this thing, quality. You can just click, 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 click. Anyway, I love revolvers. So they've got some really nice handles on them. They even got some more expensive ones to look at. I've got the 6-inch model because I figured if you're going to be shooting long rifle, you might as well get the extra distance out of it. In any case, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope it helps inform you on your decision to whether or not to buy some of those Redball extended 20-round capacity magazines. Now, I promised you something special at the end of this, all right? What I'm going to show you is a pretty large caliber handgun, all right? Actually went somewhere. All right, but no, really, I found this at a local pawn shop. It is a 25 ACP pocket gun. All right, now, this is made by F.I.E, all right? It is, someone has a sense of humor, a Titan, all right? Now, I don't know if you've ever looked into 25 ACP, but it is a anemic round to a lot of people. That said, if you're using it in a pocket gun, all right, it's better than 22, all right? And not by much, you understand, and definitely not on the price side of things, but 25 ACP has a full metal jacket, and at this size, you'd rather penetration than expansion, all right? So you want holes, all right, not just little wounds, all right? The other main reason for its advantage is a semi-rimmed cartridge, and it can feed through automatics a lot better. It's got center fire, which means that it's more reliable. So as a pistol, pocket pistol little caliber, it's better than 22. Now, you've probably seen some ballistic tests, and if you've looked at any of the videos that compare the two, you'll know that 22 shot out of a long rifle is more powerful than a 25 ACP shot out of a pocket pistol. But if you shoot 22 out of a pocket pistol, it's got almost the exact same ballistics as a 25 ACP. You know, less time for that extra gas to work. I believe 25 ACP is also packed with a different kind of powder, a faster burning power, so it's more efficient. And that's it. So I'm going to shoot this for giggles. I haven't tried it yet. And I'll show you how this thing comes apart later. It kind of makes it a pain, in my opinion, to rack. But I did make a little holster for it out of leather. You know, it's sort of my first holster making experience. So I'm kind of, I hope it works well. Let's see. Supposedly these things can hit the broadside of a barn past 10 yards. So we're going to try it at 30 and see how it runs. And that's all she wrote. I didn't have one on chamber. I gotta go down there and see how I did. I'm glad it shot. Let me show you real fast how it comes apart. The reason why I found out real fast how it came apart, because when you rack it, I'll go ahead and put it on safe, all right? When you rack it back, you lift up to take it apart, all right? So if you don't press down when you're pushing back, you can literally start taking the gun apart as you're trying to rack it. Thankfully, that didn't happen as I shot it. So I was a little concerned, but it came through all right. It's a single action only. If you've never seen one of these. All right, so not a bad little hammer. And I'm gonna go see how it shot. Who knows? I'm not very good at shooting, what do you call it, semi-autos yet. I mostly shot revolvers when I was younger. And so I'm just now getting into the whole semi-auto thing, so I hope it works out. 22 and 25 ACP up close. This is the two of them. All right, if you notice, one's a little skinnier than the other one. One's got jacketed projectile. And then, let's take a look at those two rims. Sorry if my hand's shaky.
Here. Go down a little.
All right. You can tell there's a little bit of difference. And last but not least, center fire versus rim fire. There we go. Okay, so honestly, I'm a little surprised. We had a man-sized target down on the range. I know you can't see it. About the size of a desk calendar. And me with my poor shooting skills was still able to get 4 out of 7 shots on it. And some of them in rather decent placement. Now, we went up and we shot a little closer. I would have brought the camera with me, but unfortunately the battery's acting a little funny, so we're having to run it directly off of an extension cord. So, I got it from about 7 yards or so, a pattern about yay so big. From about 10 yards, a pattern about yay so big. All right, so for a little $50 backup pistol, better than I expected. I didn't even know if this thing would shoot, but I was super curious, and sometimes you just got to do stuff, kind of like these. Yeah, it's fun to shoot.